All right, cold open. I had to go live. Steve is still getting his coffee, but I couldn't wait for him. I had to go. That we just got a number. Interesting number. Let's talk about that. We got some jobs. Actually, no, the issue is that we don't have jobs. That's the issue, at least for the moment right now. So non-farm payrolls are out. Markets are reacting. Strazza is back. Great. We're all here. Good morning, everybody. This is the morning show. Let's start with my intro. I'll bring Steve out, and we'll get right into it. Shall we dance? All right. Yo.
How we doing?
Well, depends who you ask, I suppose, this morning. Some people probably not so good. We just had a jobs report out for the month of February. Can we bring up slide 2? This is just showing the long-term 3-year trend of the non-farm payrolls. Last month we added, or I'm sorry, last reading 2 months ago, we added about 110,000 jobs. The expectation for today, for the month of February, was that the U.S. would have added somewhere in the neighborhood of 55,000 jobs last month. What did they say this morning? The Bureau of Labor Statistics. Actually, we did not add 55,000 jobs last month. We lost 92,000 jobs. We went the other direction. Unemployment rose to 4.4%. So if this chart were updated with the latest figures, you would see a big old beige bar for the month of February in the negative. Markets, we got a little bit of action off that number, Steve. We got a little bit of movement here.
Yeah, you did. You got a jolt lower on it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then right back to that level, 675.
Also true.
The level that we've been talking about, that we've been rebounding off of over and over and over and over again. We're right back there again this morning. What do you know? It's like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, surely. I mean, yeah, we're down. S&P futures down 0.69% as I'm sitting here with you now. So not exactly Armageddon out there, but that was a big miss. The people that care about the economy, they care about exactly
that. Headline on TV right now: big miss.
Jobs report. That it was objectively a big miss. So who was wrong? I guess the economists were wrong, or I don't know, but that was the worst. That was the worst reading. Is this true? That was the worst reading according to Mike Zaccardi since December 2020. Oh boy.
Well, don't be surprised if they rally him off of this little jolt lower.
We'll see. Ooh, that would be interesting.
Spencer, did you see the thing going around the Citadel chart? I believe it was. I just put it in the morning show channel. Can we throw this chart up of the software jobs?
Can we get Citadel up on the screen, please?
Did you hear about this? This is an interesting chart. So it seems like at least the job market's okay for one industry. And maybe not what you would think based on the headlines and the narrative lately about.
Hold on a second. Hold on. This is the light blue line is Indeed job postings for software engineers, but it's a 21-day moving average. Oh, that's what the dashed line is. Sorry. Okay. Got it. Okay. This does not fit with my narrative, Steve. I don't know if I believe this chart.
Pretty cool, right? So like it's one of those things where are we actually like displacing labor and losing jobs on all of this cool new technology, or is the technology so good and so new and so cool and so easy and now so cheap maybe that everybody's doing it? Maybe this is a big software boom coming off the heels of AI.
Well, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say that.
Maybe AI is the best thing for software stocks since the internet.
Yeah, it's easy to say that today. If this were last Friday,
I've been saying buy software stocks.
All right. If this were 2 Fridays ago, it wouldn't be that easy.
I'm saying it to her. I was saying it in Miami.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Anyway, yeah. I mean, look, on the topic of software, what more can you say, right? I mean, damn. Just even if you look at nothing but the IGV, it's just had a hella bounce.
The market's talking to us, right? Because yesterday was a sea of red. Everything was selling off. And then you looked software stocks, they weren't just up. I mean, ServiceNow was up like 8%, Microsoft was up, Salesforce was up, Intuit's been up for like 8 straight days. I mean, these things are zooming, Spencer. So there's been a relentless bid for software off the lows. The kind of momentum and breadth, really, that you want to see. They're also starting to be rewarded for earnings instead of pounded and punished. I mean, that was a big move yesterday for the trade desk. So liking what I'm seeing.
Yes.
And I think there's more. I think we're just getting started here.
Oh man, there's a lot going on here. So I want to talk more about software. I want to talk about oil. I didn't realize that jobs number was going to be like that this morning. I didn't plan on really caring about it all that much, but now I got to say I'm interested because it's a continuation of the trend that we've seen. So I don't know. All right, let's do a state of the markets and let's kind of take stock of where things stand heading into the final edition of the Strazza show this week. All right, lay of the land. Stock index futures all down. S&P down 0.8%. NASDAQ down 1%. Russell down 1.3%. For some reason, I have Dow Jones futures on here. I don't need that, right? That's a waste of space. Down 0.8% as well. Oil up 6%. What else is new? Gold up. Silver up. Crypto down. What else do we see? China looking good. Hong Kong up, Hang Seng up 1.7%. Shanghai up 0.5%. Japan up a little bit there. Okay. Europe down a little bit, 0.5%. All right, cool. That's okay. What do we think about any of that? Oil. That's what we think, right? We think
the dollar is everything. I came on
dollar down a 0.25 point.
Came on the Portfolio Accelerator members call yesterday, and I said the dollar, Dixie 100, most important chart, most important level in the market. Yesterday, we talked about it in the morning. I told you the international markets were going to be under pressure. It's all about the dollar, right? So what I'm seeing is the dollar running into a brick wall of resistance around 100. The market's held up okay with the ramp up in the dollar, since early February. And I think that the setup is pretty ripe here for the dollar to hit resistance, fade a little bit, right? Do some backing and filling, a little corrective wave back into this range. If you look at Dixie, we're trading around 100 at the upper bounds, 96 at the lower bounds. And we've been there since June of last year, May of last year, right? So if we head back down towards the lower bounds of that range, it's going to take all of that pressure off of things like emerging market stocks, developed stocks, even around the world. Any sort of short U.S. dollar trade, some stuff in commodities, right? We'll probably get a nice another move higher. I'm not talking about energy, obviously, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Risky stocks too, risk-on stocks, offensive stocks, all of that stuff does better when the dollar kind of fades and comes off, because it's really been in rally mode here for the past couple of weeks. So the other side of that is, do we blast right through 100? Right? We were talking about like crude oil the other day, Spencer. I'm like, there's a huge resistance zone here, right at that VWAP, but we could blow right through. It has, right? It's surged right through. If you see something like that in the dollar, where we just bust back into the hundreds, then you're starting to look at a really nice trend reversal pattern shaping up, and you got to start thinking, well, where do we go from there? 103, 104, 106, 108, right? Do we go back to the highs from early 2025, 110? Because then the market's not looking so cool anymore. A lot of things are under pressure, deeper, longer corrective action.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we tapped that 100 level? We've tapped it like we tapped it in July or August, whatever that was. 1, 2, 3. We got 4 basically like the other day. So you said it's a brick wall, and it's there until it's broken.
I mean, you could go drop VWAPs anywhere on this chart, Spencer, right? Like really zoom out to 2020, go on this chart, drop a VWAP from anywhere. They're going to come in right here, right around 100.
Yeah.
Any one of them. So the confluence of resistance or interest at this current level is just huge, right? This is going to be some sort of an inflection point. If we do break higher, right, and make a decisive, breakout above this key level, that is super bearish. That is the most bearish thing that could happen right now. If, on the other hand, the dollar gets rejected back into its range, starts trending towards the lower bounds of that range, that's going to be one of the biggest, best tailwinds you can get as a stock market bull right now.
We'll have to wait and see, right?
I
guess that's the only thing. So, tradetherange.com. Isn't that what they say?
I got to talk to Kenny about this UVXY shit. Is he coming on today? We're going to talk about it.
That is the plan. Do I need to add the UVXY to my screens? I don't. I have like 50 tickers on there on the watch list, but UVXY is not one of them. I'm not in the habit of checking it, but I guess I need to. If things are going to get crazy again, I guess I need to. So yeah, we're at 49 we were at 49 the other day at the UVXY. I don't care.
No, we don't look at that. We look at the VIX, Spencer. We look at the SIBO.
The VIX is on my screen. The VIX is on my screen.
You don't do technical analysis or study the charts of double, triple leveraged ETFs, especially not VIX products. There's nothing there that's going to help anyone ever.
The price is still the price. That's all I'm saying.
Doesn't mean it's information.
Okay. I agree with you. Like I said, I don't look at it. Maybe I'm wrong, though. That's my question. I'm putting it out there.
Any technician ever about this, you get the same answer. We don't disagree on this one.
Okay. It's the one thing that every technician agrees on. All right. Here's the plan for today. It is Friday. It's Crypto Friday. We do have some crypto charts from Louis. Louis himself cannot be joining us. Very sad about that, but we do have some charts that he sent us, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. Or we'll have Kenny Glick stop by. Also, we were supposed to have Larry Thompson on the show, but he also can't come on this morning. So it's going to be a quick one this morning, and that's quite all right. We have much to get to. We have some earnings reports. We got some stuff from the beat report yesterday. We want to cover that. I want to cover some movers from the morning, earnings reports from after yesterday's close, like Costco. So we do have things going on this morning in the market. Do we have any oil charts? Can we bring anything up on the oil front, please?
Yeah, bring up those VWAP charts. Let's look at crude oil because what a move.
Because this is kind of this is probably the story of the week. Software is like a nice B plot, but the A plot of the week is oil, right?
We nailed this. We absolutely crushed this. A couple weeks ago, we said, energy already extended the best names. You want to probably take those short-term profits, but go to crude oil, right? Because there's a massive catch-up opportunity in crude. It needs to catch up to energy stocks. And that's been the place to be. Crude oil's far outpaced energy stocks since the Iran thing hit. So the past 5 sessions? Hasn't even been close. Does that have updated data?
I mean, it's not like energy stocks have been bad. Energy stocks haven't.
They've been good. They look like they're going higher for sure. But crude oil's gone from 66 to 86 in 5 days, 4 days. Okay.
Crude oil joining the club of parabolic commodities in the last calendar year, right?
Meanwhile, Exxon is well below where it was Monday, even Friday of last week. Crude oil's tacked on 20 points of upside.
That's true. That's true.
Like that's been the runner to be in. So that catch-up trade worked just perfectly. They don't always work that well, Spencer. Yeah, one for the good guys. Great.
Yeah, I mean, so where are we now? We're at $87 in crude oil. We were at 70 a week ago, a week ago.
Yeah, not only have energy stocks really not gone anywhere for the past week, but it's been a total volatility shit show. Up big, down big, chopping around, big ranges. Crude oil is just like boom, boom, boom.
But as a general rule, you can assume that if crude oil is going to go higher, so too will energy stocks. So it's a safe assumption to
Energy,
make.
you're not listening to me then. Energy stocks moved first. They already
I know. I see
taken a
that.
break.
I see that.
Crude is
Yes.
simply catching up to that.
We talked about that. I know. I see that. Oil wasn't going. It was the one thing that wasn't going, and then it went. Great. But zooming out, if oil will keep going, you can assume
Yes.
that if you're picking sectors, you might want to look at energy, right? Just safe
I
assumption
agree,
to make.
especially if your time frame is 12 months or more.
Yeah. Crazy move.
Yeah, well, whatever. It doesn't matter, Spencer. Okay, we need these growth stocks to get up off the floor and start working here. I think Broadcom, that was, that was pretty good constructive action yesterday. Obviously, the report was great. It's always great. Stock popped like 4 or 5% yesterday. Now down 2% here this morning, but that's really that big level, that neckline. It's now back above it, right? So for Broadcom, called 320 below there, not good.
What is the current best proxy for growth? It changes. Every cycle has a new proxy.
For what?
For growth. Every cycle has a new like best proxy for growth, or even like junky growth if you want to go that route too, right?
I think Palantir's really been at this cycle.
Like ARKK had its moment in the sun. The moment's over, right? ARK is not the proxy for growth that it once was.
What do you mean the moment's over? Have you heard about all their capital losses that they get to carry forward that Kathy Wood's been bragging about?
Oh, forever? Yeah, I have heard about that.
No.
I'm asking you. I'm asking the chat. Palantir is not a bad answer. But what is the current best proxy? Someone tell me, so I can put it on my screen.
Palantir, Nvidia.
Nvidia, yeah. Okay. I don't know about that, but maybe.
I get it.
Someone give me like a junky AI name.
Robinhood.
Robinhood is certainly growth-esque. I don't know.
Earnings scorecard while we talk about this.
Okay. Do we have the earnings scorecard?
Yeah.
Slide 7.
We're on the beat report channel.
That's not good.
We can update this top row here.
That's not good. That they're buying Kroger. We're in the market that's buying Kroger. That can't be a good thing.
It looks pretty good, this Kroger chart, doesn't it?
Everyone's saying the answer is Bitcoin. Yeah, a Carvana, Open Door, Biminer. Sure. No. These are all acceptable responses, I think.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
None of those are good. I wish I could buy stock.
Carvana. That is not a bad answer. Okay, now we're getting a little junky.
Open Door? Give me a break. This thing.
It's been a minute. Hey, I said growth or junky growth. There's really no difference.
A little Okilo for you.
It's been a minute. Let's look at the Okilo. Oh God. Okay, let's not look at the Okilo. Anyway, yeah, Kroger. They've been buying the staples. We talked about that. And the report was, I guess, whatever, but it doesn't matter because their reaction was good, and that's what we care about. So, go Kroger.
Spencer, do you want to talk about Costco?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's no reaction this morning, right?
Run the bumper.
Run the bumper, he says. Okay, I'll run the bumper.
Big bumper. Yeah, and I really like how we do this with these company logos on our beautiful tables here. If you look, Costco typically pretty muted.
Yes.
Things, right? Like that's kind of what you're buying, right? When you buy Costco shares, you're owning it for the long run. You're not watching every earnings report like it's the end of the world. This company is so good. If you just look, I mean, they're making as much money as anybody out here. $70 billion on quarterly revenue. That's a lot. It's a lot of money right there. And revenue still growing 8% consistently. Like you can see it right there in the revenue growth column, dropping it to the bottom line, double-digit earnings growth. pretty much quarter in and quarter out, right? A couple blips here. I mean, it's hard to find a company this good from the standpoint of it's a stable, steady grower, but it's still giving you double digits on the bottom line. You go look at like a Coke or a Johnson and Johnson, they might be steady, but they're like, you're talking about like 1, 2, 3% growth rates here. In stapley stuff. Costco's giving you almost 10% top line growth, whatever, 12, 13% bottom line growth, literally printing money out here, 70 billion a quarter. This is one of the best stocks in the market for the long run.
Well, what you're saying is totally true about Costco not really being a big mover, which is kind of what made 2024 so weird, because it had a monster year, and then of course it's done nothing since then. But you're right. This company they are a literal machine. Their comps are consistently in like the 7, 8, 9% range every single quarter. Their growth rate is like a metronome, right? They really, it's not the most exciting earnings report in the world, because they are basically just a giant grocery store / department store, and they also sell gas. But this company they're a beast, is the bottom line, right? And it's finally started to wake up. It had a nice period of sideways action for over a year, right? It looks like it's waking up though, so I'm here for it.
And with a stock like this, right? Obviously not cheap. One of the richer valuations out there, probably the richest in its space, but for good reason. But the way you want to kind of look at that is like, what could end this party, right? Because once you're priced for perfection, you got to be perfect, right? And Costco's in that category, right? So I would look through and say, okay, like what could happen here to maybe disrupt Costco, or take down this growth rate a little bit? And they're doing all the right things. So like digital sales surged 23%.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, 22% jump.
Up 32%. App visits 63%.
I'm glad you brought that up. Those are big numbers because they're coming from the floor, because nobody like uses Costco app or shops online at Costco, right?
Sure. Good.
So that is a potential
getting their act together there then.
Yeah, that is like a potential growth driver in a theory, right? Is like, oh, they can actually like do e-commerce. So that's exciting, right?
Why not? And then, still fine. You think, okay, well, people are going to stay home on the apps. They're not going to come into the store. Traffic up 3% worldwide. Average transactions up 4.2%. Membership fee income up 13.6%. Total paid members, 82 million. And that's just incredible. 5% growth there. Executive memberships growing up almost 10%. I don't know. It all looks really freaking good to me, Spencer.
Yeah, they're targeting 30 new locations per year going forward, and
92% of their customers renew.
That's insane.
I mean, what?
That 92%. Can you imagine if like any other business,
if we had a rate like that?
Dude, can you imagine 92% renewal rate? Oh my goodness gracious.
Costco.
Woo! Anyway, like I said, it's not a huge mover. It's barely budged overnight. But
just good stuff. It's a good one. It's a good one to just tuck away, right? Spencer knows. Spencer's been a long-term Costco shareholder and one of their biggest fans, really.
Well, dude, my spending has gone like parabolic with a freaking baby in the house. So it's unbelievable. I used to go to Costco. I used to get out of there for like under $200, and those days are long gone. Those
I don't know how you even did that with you and your wife, though. I mean,
those days are so far gone, dude. It's not even a thing. Speaking of retailers and opening stores and all that, I want to share this fun fact. I was reading this report yesterday from Quarter, the Quarter app. They do these good reports. They did a report about a month ago on Dollar General, and they had this insane stat. I wanted to bring it up. There's a 30-year span from 1996 to 2025 where Dollar General averaged 2.5 new locations per day. Per day. How insane is that?
And they're all in South Carolina. No,
They're all in. Sure, they're all in the middle of nowhere. A lot of them are, but yeah, 2.5 new stores per day for 30 years.
amazing. No, look, terrible store, but they are everywhere, especially in certain areas. And they're all right next to each other. You ever notice that? There's Dollar General, there's Family Dollar, there's Dollar General. They're all like 2 blocks away. It's like they put the fast food restaurants together.
They went from 2,400 locations to 20,000 locations in 30 years.
I've been in the Dollar Tree. These things had some nasty drawdowns off of the 2022 highs. Something like Dollar General from what, 250 a share a couple years ago, all the way down to like 74% drawdown. So these things were just absolutely on sale. They had been hammered. Same with Dollar Tree from 170 a couple years back, down 60 something percent, $60 a share, now all the way back to like 120. So those trends have more than reversed, and I think you get new highs from these guys eventually.
Okay. Perhaps I'm just. It was a great report, but I saw that chart and I was absolutely gobsmacked. There's no way you can open 2.5 stores a day per day for 30 years, but that's what they averaged. Okay, I know we have Kenny here. I want to bring him out in a sec. Was there anything we didn't get to from the beat report? We had the Kroger. We had the Broadcom. Do we bring up the Broadcom chart? How was the Broadcom reaction? It was muted. It was okay. It's fine, right?
No, it was good because everything in that space has not gotten a positive reaction, right? So if Broadcom, can hold those 5% gains from yesterday, right? Keep that positive reaction on like a post-earnings drift basis the next coming days, then I think that's a big deal because it starts to mark like maybe a change in or a shift in earning sentiment for these stocks. But you got to see it because this thing's already down over 2% pre-market here.
And then Sienna had a good report where they beat on everything more or less, and the reaction was not what you want to see. So I think we have that chart as well. I think it's the next one, right? No, we don't have it. Slide 10 somewhere. We lost it. We lost our chart guy.
And I also think, if you like the Costco and you think, oh, I can't buy this stock because I remember when Costco was at, $100 a share, or some people are probably going to be like, I remember when it was at $10 a share and now it's at almost 1,000. I've totally missed it. Go take a look at BJ's. Much smaller operation, a lot more room for them to expand around the country. They're adding stores. It's the same exact model as Costco. And instead of how many hundreds of billions is the market cap of Costco now, Spencer? BJ's is around like 10 billion.
Yeah. Costco's like I don't know how much, but it's Costco's a lot.
Costco's 450 billion.
Oh, I would have actually guessed higher, but yeah. And then the last one that we had here was the Tango, the TNGX. I'm not typically a fan of looking at earnings reports from bios because that's really not what matters. So in typical biotech fashion, they had earnings yesterday morning, but then they also announced drug data at the same time, which is what really moved the stock. Nobody cares that Tango Therapeutics beat expectations on their earnings per share, right? That's not earnings per share? No, actually they don't. But they came in above estimates. We don't care though. We care about the drug data and the reaction to said drug data. And it was up 36% yesterday, which is its best day.
This company's pre-revenue. So what Spencer's saying could not be more true. They just reported $0 in sales.
Oh, in sales?
Yeah.
I didn't even look at the revenue. I was looking at the earnings per share, which is negative, but that's okay.
And they had 50 million last quarter though. 50 million. Chart looks fantastic.
Wait, I saw a report the other day. There was a stock that I used to follow back in the SPAC heyday called Hyliion. They do EV trucks.
I remember them
down in Texas. Yep. And their revenue was like in the 100,000s. And I was like, wait, still? It's been like 5 years.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, moving on with my life. That was a blast from the past. All right, well, let's bring out Mr. Kenny Glick, and then we'll do some crypto charts, and then we'll get out of here.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come for my clock, they tug it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
Dun, 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 Run to the hills. Oh, wrong song. What's up, y'all?
Good morning. Are we running to the hills this morning? I didn't.
We are. UVXY is above 50. Call your mom.
Okay, hold on.
Kid's gonna have to mark yourself safe from the bear market this weekend. Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Stop it. Are you telling my people to do technical analysis on UVXY? What is going on here? What kind of malarkey is this?
Ooh, I love malarkey. You can technically trade UVXY. I don't know what's happened in the last couple of years. Even though it's not based in pure technicals, it does work. But the most important thing is it's above overnight highs and it's above 50 again for the first time in a while.
Wouldn't you prefer to monitor the price action in the volatility index itself?
UVXY is a better gauge for that intraday fear. And since inception around 2011, this has been one of my most handy dandy tools, especially as a shorter, especially on a Friday, because it has that contango. So strong on Monday, strong on Friday, where it usually collapses, makes the market extra weak. So as UVXY is actually trending higher, that's telling me that today might be the day. It could be the day. Elizabeth. Nobody knows.
I'm going to accept this answer because I get that.
Yeah.
However, as a general rule, public service announcement,
yeah,
if you're looking to trade a ETF or a levered ETF, you want to do the analysis first on the underlying index or fund that leveraged fund then tracks.
Yeah, the VIX themselves, but the UVXY is a combination of the VIX and also S&P futures, S&P. It's just a conglomerate of all that stuff.
I didn't know that. I have to confess. I don't know. I have no idea.
I have a prospectus somewhere. But basically,
you do.
No, it's 129 pages of saying don't own this long term. That's the whole thing. That's what's so sick about it, right? It's built to go down. It's garbage. So when it's trending like the way it is right now, the market is broken right now. That's the whole point. Yeah.
And then when you're actually going to put a trade on the VIX, you use UVXY.
I only trade. Well, I watch the UVIX also, but inevitably, to your point that I think you're trying to make, we're going to be shorting UVXY because it always goes down. Right. It's an intraday gauge of fear. Even today, again, usually the market will find itself, and that's what's incredible about the market right now. They keep throwing everything at it. There's that support level. The bid is there. I still do think we're going to get slaughtered in the next couple of weeks. We're in the process of it. But if UVXY keeps collapsing, that tells you that, all right, the fear for today is kind of dissipating. Now we could get that tradable rally. Because yesterday it looked like we were falling off the earth. And we turned again and had a 6-point rip on the Qs. So that bid is still there. And UVXY is the tip-off. UVXY collapses, and that triggers usually the buying. And if you're not watching Bitcoin futures, it's all tied together. Bitcoin is moving this market. You're watching the VIX, you're watching UVXY, you're watching Bitcoin, and that all ties together in the QQQ. And inevitably, today is one of those days where there is no green on the screen. Yeah. That mass exodus, it's coming. It's coming. And I think we're just going to go down another 7.5% from here, and then we'll see what's up.
And then we'll buy the dip. And then we'll buy the dip, Kenny.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they've been buying these dips all week. You think today the Bears win the Friday close here?
No.
You don't think so?
You can't, it hasn't worked yet, right? Yeah. So right now, somebody just said, gun to your head, what are we doing for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the wonderment of the market, right? Yeah. That's why I say, if right now I'm short the Qs. So if they're over 602.50, I'm not short the Qs anymore. If UVXY is above 50, chances are I'm going to try to hold my short. But if they're not, then I'm just going to join in on the frenzy and we'll cover and go long. Because listen, by the way, I've been giving you mad credit on the Coinbase, right? I love Coinbase, right? Love it. It was a great trade. I was long with you. One of the only swing trades I've done. And it got to the point where it got to 214. So yesterday, I'm thinking this is an easy short. And I just got done saying this thing could go to 270. But wait, now you're saying it's short? Yes. Because if you're going to be a swing trader or an investor, you got to separate yourself from what's happening right now. Do you want to make money now, or do you want to try to make money 3 weeks from now or a couple of months from now?
I get it, brother. We change our minds a lot. That's why we're good at this.
Right. And I love myself that Coinbase. But yesterday was a wonderful short, and today is the follow through.
Now the cryptos look like they're falling right back into that little tactical box that they came out of it, a couple days ago right now.
Yeah.
All right. Fast market out here. Today's going to be fun. Today's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Low market as we speak.
One more before I go. It's Marvell. This was the only really tech stock that I was watching this morning. Here's a chart. Let me show you the chart. And I'll show you this. It's not confusing. The reason this trade works so well, it actually makes sense, my friends. So you're just looking at a gapped up stock. I don't know if you guys see these charts yet.
No,
I do.
All right, hang on.
Chart on.
Yeah, we got it.
There you go. So here's your Marvell. We were talking about this last night at the Schmooze. There was that level that it held. And this morning, again, nobody's up 3 o'clock in the morning unless you're a cyborg. But right here, as it sold off and then can't get back over the VWAP. That's the difference about this market. We're actually having trouble reclaiming VWAP, and we're rolling. That's been the difference. Usually we're getting over the VWAP, holding and rallying. Now we're getting to VWAP, getting rejected and rolling back over. So again, Marvell's been a decent short, but we'll see if I get another shot at it. But it really is the cues for me today, this exodus out. And right now, these levels, these red lines are where I'm going to cover on the way back up, inevitably, because every time, to your point, every time the market looks like it's going to get worse, that's when the turn happens. So we have to anticipate that. But right now, friends, UVXY is at 51. Nothing good happens on a Friday with UVXY doing this. All right. So UVXY under 47, we'll get a tradable rally. If not, I'm staying short right now, right till the close, right till 8 p.m. over the weekend into Monday, all the way to March 20th, when the mass exodus, where there's no way to escape from, as Bitcoin plummets through 60 down to 38,000.
You keep saying 38,000. That Marvell has been. It's been Deadpool for a while. It needs a nice boost to get it out of the Luke cage. It's been in the Luke cage. We got to bust out of there and maybe go to the moon. But anyway, okay. Kenny Glick, hitthebid.com. Trade with him live every single morning. Get access to his room. He's there at like 7:30. He's breaking stuff. He's making money every day. Doing
Bitcoin
the same,
is zero.
Trading the same setups every day.
Bitcoin is zero, my friends. Good luck with your worthless cryptocurrency. Bye.
You know what's funny about that is Louis Sykes agrees with that general sentiment that our own crypto guy agrees. Most cryptos are worthless. By the way, if you're not watching Crypto After Dark Thursday nights, it's a tremendous show. Louis does a great job. In fact, he might be doing it more than once a week. He might be going live twice a week now because he's getting such good feedback. Last night, he had people just peppering him with questions the entire time. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Talked about Canton, talked about Bitcoin, talked about ETH, talked about like a bunch of stuff last night. Kind of gave his thoughts on tokenization at large, which, by the way, if you did not get Louis' he put out a free report. Was it like Monday or was it over the weekend? Last weekend? I don't remember when exactly, but he dropped a free report. I'll put the link up on this. Can we put the link up on the screen, please? Rick, can you put chart 16 on the screen? And actually, you know what? I got it. Just go to allstarcharts.com /tokenization-report. Just there's a hyphen in between tokenization and report. Free report from Louis. This went out, like I said, I think it went out over the weekend or maybe on Monday, a few days ago. And this is basically Louis' like big idea about crypto. Right? We're at the point now where the space has gone through several cycles. It's matured. And this is like Louis' thesis for investing in the future of crypto. It's all about tokenization and utility. So allstarcharts.com /tokenization-report. And then I know Louis is from New Zealand, and it's not Tolkienization, not Tolkien, it's token, right? So don't make that. I made that mistake the first time. Get Louis' free report that he put out over the weekend. It wouldn't be a Crypto Friday if Louis did not send us a chart of the Canton. So here it is. This is. Wait, I thought the equity was much newer than this. I'm a little bit confused. Maybe he has better data than I do. He probably does have better data than I do. So it's kind of range bound. It's been that way for a while, but this is Louis'. This is a weird. This chart is kind of weird to me because my chart does not have all this information. But Louis has been pounding the table on this one for a while. So look at this. Look at the Bitcoin software correlation. It's kind of what's made, like, that's what makes this morning so interesting, right? We've been talking about software. Okay, software is running. It's off. It's down this morning, right? Down a little bit this morning. Bitcoin though, kind of getting cracked, right? Bitcoin futures down almost 4%. ETH down 4.5%. If software keeps running, Bitcoin's got to go too, right? In theory, it's got to go. So that's one reason to root for software is you are like me and everyone else who owns Bitcoin, and it's been kind of dead for a while. So this is a tremendous correlation. I don't feel like we definitely didn't used to say that Bitcoin is a software stock like in prior cycles. Maybe these guys did, but at this point it's kind of irrefutable. So and this is MicroStrategy with the short interest in the lower pain. This is a risk on chart. So okay, short squeeze in MicroStrategy apparently.
I'm long. I'm super long. Are we done with the crypto? I don't want to change.
Yeah, I think we are. The short interest is the highest since April or May of last year. Okay.
Look, you've already gotten some huge moves in crypto. I think you probably want to pace yourself for new money. We took another shot a couple days ago, sold a double in Robinhood. Coinbase is up more than 50% off of its lows as of yesterday midday. So money's been made, big money, trading this little wave in crypto. You got to see how this shakes out here today. This situation, things don't look great here this morning. I would not be at all surprised if they look a whole lot better come this afternoon, like we're talking about. And then something in the chat said markets don't bottom on Friday. Let's be totally clear about something. The market bottomed on Tuesday, and the closing low was February 5th. Still, we have not taken out the closing low from a month ago yet. A lot of stocks bottomed weeks ago. We are not below where we were Tuesday, intraday, right now. So we already bottomed.
Yeah, and on Tuesday, wasn't it like Tuesday pre-market? It was like super early, or am I misremembering?
No, you got that stick on the SPY. You could see that long lower shadow on SPY for Tuesday. So it happened in the section.
Oh, it happened at like 10:30.
Yeah, right in the morning.
Yeah. So for almost all of Tuesday, we traded higher, right? For most of the day.
Look, this action right here, 14 minutes before the bell, looks scary, right? But it looked this way yesterday, and then it also looked this way Tuesday. And if you remember Monday, right, and the futures Sunday night, it looked that way then too. And every day, it's gotten bought. It's gotten bought. It's gotten bought. And so if you do get that change in character where the bears actually do control the session, right, and close the week at new lows here, right, which we're at right now, on a closing basis at least, then that would mark a change in the short-term character of the market, right? And would tell you, hey, maybe the sellers are in control here, right? And then maybe we do get finally that down leg, and we do complete this little tactical top and SPY, and we do take out that 675 level. But the bears have not been able to get it done, and they've tried time and time and time and time again all week. So just keep that in the back of your mind as you're feeling maybe too bearish here this morning.
I'll give you another reason to buy the dip this morning. The economy is falling apart according to the jobs report. Okay, there are no jobs. There are less jobs. Buy the dip. That's all you need to know. Bad news, buy the dip. Good news, maybe also chase that. That's all you need to know. Bad news this morning, buy the dip. That should be the play. But of course, let's see what happens.
Such a great week with the Coinbase and some of these crypto trades.
And I didn't mention also that not only was the data from February bad, but they revised the last 2 months down as well. So it's just a continuation of that trend. But I will be looking forward to seeing what happens at like 9:35, 9:40, 9:45, and potentially putting my buying shoes on and buying this dip this morning. I got some money to put to work, Steve. So I'm looking to buy. Let's see what happens.
You want some spice? What do you want? Buy some C Limited, Spencer.
Okay. Yeah, I could use a little. I mean, I could use some spice.
Go buy the Amazon of Southeast Asia. Who doesn't love that? On sale. I have margin problems. They're going to figure it out.
That entire trade hasn't really been working. That Asian trade, really.
No.
So
you zoom out. This is where C Limited broke out of a base right around $85, $90. Back in 2024.
I am in need of some international flavor, but I don't think of the East Asian kind. I'll consult the rangefinder today, see if I can get into find me a good international play.
You let me know what rangefinder finds for you.
I will. I will let you know. Wait, what else was on my list? I wanted to make sure I covered everything that was on my list. Big movers this morning. If you guys remember that Owlette stock, they're like a wearables company, down 25% on their earnings reports. No bueno there. What else do I have? Nothing interesting in the scanner. Really nothing of interest. A lot of oil. Samsara's up 7% IoT earnings report. Smith & Wesson hasn't shown up on my scanner for a long time. They're up 8% this morning. I assume that's earnings. Nothing really of interest. The Gap is gapping down 11%. That was earnings last night.
Gapping down.
By the way, give Jeff Mackey a shout out. He nailed his American Eagle Iron Condor he put on the other day. Nailed that one. So nice job, Jeff. All right, I think that's a good place for us to wrap it. Make sure there's nothing else that I missed. No, I think we're good.
Buying China here. Not yet. Still have plenty. We'll add more soon. Need some evidence of a tradable low. Hasn't
All
been
right. Let's do a recess. You can tell us your weekend plans, and we'll weekend on out of here. So you're going to Miami tomorrow?
Yep. Sunday.
Sunday? And you'll be there how long?
Stay in South Beach until Wednesday.
Very
Should
nice.
I join you guys for the show Monday and Tuesday? I can't be on Wednesday. I'll probably pop in Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, if you want.
I'm gonna have dinner with JC, I believe, tomorrow night. Or Sunday night. Hang out with Weitzel.
It's gonna be a good time.
See
If
my
you want to
buddies.
hang out with us on Tuesday, we'll have Bartoloni on the show on Tuesday. So if you want to hang out with Bart,
yeah, I'll pop in. I'll drop in. You know,
cool.
I'll come say hi. You know, they have a Prince Street Pizza in South Beach now.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that the other week or whatever. But
pretty cool.
I mean, so what? Didn't you say though? You said it. We were in Miami. You said people don't come to Miami like they come for like because it's like the New York of the South, right? So everything
you eat trendy food,
right?
You eat trendy food when you're in Miami. You do trendy things. A lot of Asian.
I thought I was coming for the Latin food. I was wrong. Apparently,
could do that. Could do that. I'm probably gonna eat a lot of steak. If I had to guess.
Okay. Enjoy Miami. Enjoy the weather. I'm sure it's lovely. It's going to be in the 50s here this morning or this weekend. I'm going to the city this week tonight. I have like a shindig, like an engagement party. I gotta get. So I'm going to cross a river. Very unlike me.
I know you get anxiety when you
dude. The reason I was not on the show last Thursday is because I had to go all the way to Queens. I had to cross 2 rivers. 2 rivers. There and back. 4 rivers. It's a lot of rivers in one day. A lot of bridges. Not a fan. Anyway, that's what I got. I don't really have a recess. My recess is it's the last weekend of the college basketball regular season, which means the next 3 weeks are the best weeks on the sports calendar. And I cannot wait for March Madness. My team will not be in it, and I don't care because March Madness is the best. So very exciting stuff.
I'm very much looking forward to it. And just stay off the Substack today, guys. There's nothing good going on there. There's nothing ever good there.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen any viral Substacks in the last couple of weeks, so I don't know what I'm missing.
It's not easy, it's a whole operation to make something go viral like that. It's a whole operation.
Hey, I got to give them a lot of credit.
Money.
I read it. It was a fun thought exercise, if nothing more. But yeah,
no matter what, the reason why I love what we do day in and day out is because the market and all of the noise that surrounds it just never ceases to amaze me. I mean, there's always just something blowing my mind where I'm, what is going on? And it's funny, it's comical. So you have to enjoy the ride,
The reason I love the market is because it's the game that never ends. Unlike in sports, when the game ends and then the season ends and you're gonna wait till next season, there is no off season here,
Nope.
right? And the game never ends. It's one continuous game that goes forever, and I like that. Right?
We're getting quit the after hours more and more, and they're talking about this 24/7 stuff. So that's only going to be more and more the case in the future.
I also love that there's different strokes for different folks. There is no one way to do this, and I find that endlessly fascinating. You can do whatever is of natural interest to you can be reflected in the market. If you're like a drug pharma nerd, that can be your thing. If you're a guy who loves to shop like Jeff Mackey, that can be your thing. There's something for everyone. It can be your thing, right?
And just for the negative Nancy in the chat, it's not going to be 90 degrees and humid in Miami next week. I checked the weather, and it's highs of about 78 every day and sunny at Miami Beach. So the weather is actually fucking perfect.
Very nice.
Use the internet before you put false information in my chat.
I heard you were going to be doing a video with Whitesell for his show. So
we're probably just going to tape it at the W. Maybe poolside. I don't know.
I suggested a walk and talk on the beach, so that was my suggestion.
The problem is these like hotels are noisy, but W's classy, right? So I'll bet we could find a quiet place there and get something done.
Cool. Yeah. All right, that'll be on the $1 million question next Thursday with Whitesell. All right, let's get out of here. It's Friday. If you don't watch Larry Thompson's show, Thompson's 2 Cents, every Friday at 5 o'clock, I would recommend it. It is a tremendous way to just end the week. He does a really good job of just kind of wrapping up what happened the prior week and kind of putting the whole thing into context. So that's today at 5. He's going to talk about his current buy list. What is on his buy list? Today at 5 on Stock Market TV, on the YouTube, on the Twitter, on stockmarkettv.com. That'll be it for us here. Markets are about to open. We're going to get out of here. Thank you for watching. We'll be back on Monday. JC will be back in the saddle. Steve will be maybe with us from Miami. Have a great weekend. Go make money or not, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. It's a free country. YOLO responsibly always. And
happy Friday, everybody. Tell him, Bill. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then I go